Welcome back to VITO'S Garage, guys, and in this video I want to quickly go over because you guys were asking me for this video, so here it is. I'm going to be going over of everything that my 123 still needs, and like I was telling you in other videos, it still needs a lot of work, and I'm gonna go over you and tell you what it needs. I'm gonna kind of go randomly through all the stuff. So I think let's do this. Let's start. So as you guys know, I was doing, I rebuilt all the front suspension on it and did pretty much almost everything in the rear, except that in the rear I'm gonna have to replace the rear trailing arm bushings. They're not really bad, I could still drive them, but I purchased those bushings for the rear trailing arms, so I'm just gonna replace those when time comes. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. I could have done it earlier, but I never did it. Anyways, but that's gonna get done. I'm not gonna replace the subframe bushings probably because they're still fine. Next thing is after all the suspension work and everything, I haven't done my alignment yet, so the alignment will have to be done. And it's nice on these cars, you can adjust the caster, camber, and toe, all three adjustments in the front. In the rear you cannot adjust anything, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. You can adjust all three angles in the front. So the alignment will have to be done. Next thing, let's go. Alright, so the cruise control doesn't work. That's gonna have to be taken care of. It needs a new battery. The battery that was in this car was probably like really old, and I never got a chance to replace it. I never did. Then I'm gonna have to figure out my antenna because it's not just stays up all the time, and the radio is aftermarket, so it's gonna have to be figured out. And then the front bumper, like you see in this picture, it's gonna have to be replaced. As you can see, it's crooked, and also it was hit a little bit going to the left. Like if you look in the middle of the bumper, if you go to the left a little bit, there's actually like a dent on it, so it was hit on that side. So that's gonna be replaced. Then it needs the hood pad. The hood pad needs to be replaced, it's missing one. Next thing is air conditioning, so the AC doesn't work. I think I'm gonna have to do the retrofit on the AC fittings. I'm not sure about that yet, but that's gonna have to be done. Currently it has no belt on the AC compressor, and somebody, either previous owner or somebody else, cut off the electrical connector going to the AC compressor. That's gonna have to be redone. Next thing is it has no exhaust. So I do have the downpipe going from the turbo to the middle of the car, but I don't have the rest of the exhaust, and I don't know. I don't want to put a factory exhaust on. I kind of want to put like a straight pipe exhaust. That would be really nice, but we'll see. But the point is that it still has no exhaust. Next thing is sunroof. So when I was purchasing the car, the sunroof was working. It was a little slow, but it was working. But since the purchase time, I never opened the sunroof yet, so I'm assuming it's still gonna open up if I want to, but I never did that. Never opened it up. Then there's water in the trunk, so the water leaks in the trunk, and I'm assuming it's because of the rear windshield gasket. Is actually the gasket around the rear windshield is pretty bad. It was like cracked like all over the windshield, all over, like all the way around. So it's gonna have to be either the seal's gonna have to be replaced, or something will have to be done. And then the water also leaks inside the car, so there's a lot of diagnosis that's gonna need to be done. The windshield is cracked, so the front windshield will have to be replaced. Then the door locks don't work, and I have no key to open the doors. I only have the key to start the car. I have two keys because, as you guys remember, if you followed my channel, I replaced the key cylinder, and I got two new keys, but I have nothing to open and lock the doors. So anyways, what I did is I went on eBay and I ordered a set of two handles with the key. So what I'm gonna do is, as you guys know, I have 4 different doors and 4 and 2 fenders. So I'm gonna replace probably those 2 front fenders and 4 doors, and then I'll have to do the paint job and all that stuff. And what else? The brake lines, especially the ones going to the rear, are rusty, so they will need to be replaced. The left front, like, let's talk about the interior. Okay, so I replaced the dashboard, so the dashboard is fine. It doesn't need to be replaced anymore. The only thing is the left front seat has a tear on it, and when I try to look underneath, where the points are, where the mounting points in the back are, they're kind of bad. The floor was wet, and the mounting points, like the balls, didn't look so good. So I'm gonna have to do some work over there. I'm gonna have some difficulties removing that seat, most likely, and yeah, but I will, eventually will be done. Either it's difficult or not, it's gonna get done. And then what else? Let's see. All right, so let's talk about the rust. Okay, so that's the biggest problem on this car. Is I'm gonna have to do a lot of rust repairs. I'm gonna have to do welding on this car. So if you go inside the interior, I'm gonna have to tear up the whole interior of the car because it's pretty bad. The floorboards will have to be treated, or will have to be replaced, cut off, welded, and for example, what else? Okay, the front fender is like trash, and it looks good in the pictures, but actually on the right front fender it has like a hole over there, so where the rocker starts, it's gonna have to be welded over there. The hole is kind of like big. So and then there's just like literally rust, like behind the rear wheel wells there's rust around the jack points. There's rust like literally like on some of the doors, but mainly I'm worried about the floorboards, so that's gonna have to be done, and I need to take care of that hole, the rust hole that's just sitting there. So, but I figured it's really not a big deal, that will get done. But I don't know if there's anything else that I can think of needs to be replaced. I'm sure there's something else, but it's just I can't think of it. That's most of the stuff that I need to replace, but it still kind of sounds to me like so much work. Some of these things that I mentioned are like just kind of like imperfections, but I want to finish this car up and to make it nice. So I know it will get nice. I will do everything to make this car, it's not gonna be 100% perfect, but it's gonna be pretty good. So that's all what I want to do on this car. And what else? I just want to, I'm gonna be driving this car in the future, that's for sure. But first I just want to, the reason why it's sitting now, and you were asking where it's sitting at my friend's place in Indiana. But the reason why it's sitting, it's because I don't just want to drive it. I want to kind of like finish everything and then literally just be done. Like then I can just drive it and enjoy it,
yeah.